So, little update to where we've gone up to. This side I've finished the front supports and everything. I just need to sand it on that side. I need to sand the wales as well. This side isn't even complete. I need to do the supports here, sand it. Wales need to be sanded as well. We're just finishing off the deck planking here, and what I had to do actually is, because this model's so big, I had to add this little bit onto my worktop. It's simple, it's just a little piece of wood there, sheet and supporting against my actual desk as well, so it's nice and simple, but it does give me that extra space that I need, because the space I had here was nowhere near big enough for me to do it. So yeah, definitely make sure you have a lot of space, because I really did underestimate the amount that I would need. I truly have, but yeah, what I'll do is I'll just finish the sides off here, the supports, and I'll carry on the planking. So as we're reaching the end here, near the frames, what I've done now is this plank I've cut out the spaces for the frames. The area has to be filled into the hole in between frames 16 to 21, which is here. And what I've done is, in order for you to actually put planks here, because there's nothing for it to hold on to, you have to stick a little piece of wood underneath this plank and then slot it in. So that's what I'm going to do now, and then after I've slotted and stuck it in, I'll show you how we're going to fill the little gaps in, and I'll do the same on the other side as well. This back bit here as well, they won't be filling because they won't be seen. So yeah, that's about it, just one little plank across. This is what the finished supports look like. As you can see, they're nice, well, not touching a hole but close, so it's easy to fit. And I'm literally just going to put planks in between here to fill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these frames in between 16 and 21. And I'm going to repeat that on the other side as well. And after I've done that, what I'm going to do is, I believe, we're going to be fitting dummy gun support beams on the gun ports here that aren't shown on the actual model. So yeah, that's what I'll do next. So this side's complete now. You can leave a little gap, as I have here, because these strips here are going to be clad along the side here, so it will cover the bottom up here. So I'm just going to leave those gaps as they are, because they should be fine. And what I'm going to start doing now is fitting the dummy support beams. Just literally what we've been doing along these bottom decks here, just trimming them so they can bend, and then painting them black and sticking them in. So yeah, that's literally all there is to it. I'm going to start now while this side dries, and I'll complete this side and do this other side as well, sort of doing steps, so I make sure I have something to do while I wait, make use of my time. The beams, the outside has been painted black, and here on the frames, the sides which are close to the gun port I've painted with black, so it adds that depth effect to it. Same on this side, and then 1621 are just left as they are because they're going to be painted yellow ochre. So that's all we're doing, and then what we're doing after now is fixing the beams, and when that's done I will show you the next step. This is a finished and fully lined side done. I'm going to complete the other side as well, and we'll start painting it. yeah. And by the way, I've also finished the decking. I've done all the detail for it. What I'm going to do is, when the whole thing in here is done and the sides painted, I'm going to paint the entire deck with Vallejo matte varnish, just so the ink and everything stays together from like the marker and things like that. So yeah, it's coming on beautifully. Didn't expect the side to look this good at first, but looking back it actually looks very nice. Yeah, as you can see, this entire side is completed and painted. Managed to do it without any masking tape, freehand. Didn't manage to get any paint anywhere, so that's good, because the masking is quite awkward and will probably definitely take quite a while. And doing it, I don't have a bad shaky hand, so I think I managed to do it quite well. When this side dries, I'm going to trim it, sand it, and do it like that. And then the next step is we're making the bits for this gap here. Now what I'm doing is making the bits, literally just following the instructions, and some woodcraft. I'll show you when it's done, and we'll do the next step, which is rigging up the cannons, I believe, after that. This is the finished bit. I'm quite shocked at how well I managed to do, actually. So what I'm going to do now is put this on, glue it on, and once that's done I'll paint it black and we will move on to the next bit. Not bit, the next part. The next part is to assemble the grating. I've assembled this one here already. The cannonballs here, they come with standard steel, but they're normally darker finished steel in real life, so I'm going to burnish them, and then we'll carry on with doing the other gratings. Right, so these gratings are now completed and ready to put in. This one's finished as well. As you can see, the cannonballs have been burnished, so they look very realistic now. Very, very nice. They say to stick these on with varnish, but I've just gone with I've inserted super glue on the bottom of the channel with a what's it called, a toothpick. So that's done. And this one, I just need to make the outside layers and fill the cannonballs in and sand it and finish it off. And I'll show you how we put the gratings in. And this is the finished bit, which I just think is beautiful. Yeah. So I'll get back to you when we start in putting the grates in. I'm now starting to cut. Just need to cut these beams so they don't exist anymore, and then using the instructions I'm going to correctly position the finished gratings, and when that is done I believe we will start working on the gun tackles. Right, so the grating is now finished. What I'm doing now is making 4 more cannons because I've got 6 done, and then after I make these cannons we will start doing the gun tackles. The thing I'm doing is drilling the holes as shown, and when that's done I'm just putting in the eye bolts in all of the cannons. What I've done now to the cannons is I've added these blocks to them. What you have to do is make them like that, cut it so there's a little bit, and you insert the little tail here into the holes that you've drilled, and it ends up like this. It's actually a lot of work, but it is pretty straightforward. It just takes some time working with the plies and stuff with the string. And needle nose tweezers have become very useful, so that's what I've been using. And now we are making these metal blocks, and it looks like
what happened was
like that in the end. That's for rigging the whole gun. So yeah, that's just what I'm doing now. These here are the two finished pieces you need. I've accidentally used the wrong type of rope for this. I'm supposed to use a little one, but anyway, this is it. And next we're going to be I'm just going to do this one by one, build it, and then put a gun in, and then rig it, because it makes it seem it's going quicker. So that's what I'm going to do. These are now the fully drilled holes, and the tackles are in them. Super glue them in, and next we're going to actually rig the gun.